A secret society has been watching you. They just discovered your soul is the highest rank. My beloved child, something about this message feels strangely familiar to your soul, doesn't it? Long before this moment, you often felt different from the people around you. You walked into rooms and sensed things others ignored. You carried questions that never seemed to have simple answers. At times, this made you feel alone. At times, it made you wonder why your path seemed harder than everyone else's. But what if those difficult chapters were never signs that something was wrong with you? What if they were signs that something rare was awakening within you? Stay until the end, because there is something deeper you need to understand. Imagine an ancient society whose purpose was never to judge appearances, but to recognize the strength hidden inside a soul. Symbolically speaking, they would not be impressed by wealth, status, or titles. They would look for resilience born through storms, wisdom gained through heartbreak, and compassion developed through suffering. And if they observed your journey, they would notice something unusual. Every challenge that was meant to break you somehow became a lesson. Every betrayal revealed a deeper truth. Every lonely night beneath the silent stars taught you how to find light within yourself. You may not always see it, but your spirit has been quietly growing stronger through every season you survived. And that was only the beginning. There is a reason you keep returning to messages like this. Deep inside, a part of you remembers that your story carries meaning. Like an old traveler walking an ancient path through a dark forest, you have continued forward even when the destination was hidden. That perseverance matters. The world may have misunderstood you, overlooked you, or questioned your worth, but your experiences have shaped a strength that cannot be measured by ordinary standards. Something within you is preparing to step out of survival and into understanding. What happened next changed everything. And in the next part, you will discover why the very qualities that made you feel different may be the same qualities that make your soul unforgettable. Not everyone understands what it feels like to carry a heart that notices what others overlook. You have probably spent years questioning yourself whenever your intuition whispered something that logic could not explain. There were moments when you felt out of place, as if you were walking through life with an invisible memory of something greater. While others rushed forward, you often paused to reflect. While others followed the crowd, you searched for deeper meaning. This was never weakness. It was a different way of seeing the world. Don't skip this part, because a hidden piece of your story is beginning to reveal itself. If that symbolic secret society continued studying your journey, they would not focus on your successes first. They would focus on your scars. They would see how many times disappointment knocked on your door. They would see the promises that were broken, the people who misunderstood your intentions, and the dreams that seemed delayed. Yet they would also notice something extraordinary. No matter how difficult the season became, you never completely lost your ability to care. You never allowed darkness to turn your heart cold. Like a mountain standing through countless storms, you remained standing even when nobody knew how much pressure you carried. That quiet endurance is rarer than you realize. And this is where your story becomes different. Many people search their entire lives for proof that they matter. Yet your journey has been teaching you something far more important. Your value was never meant to come from recognition. It was being shaped in the silent moments when nobody was watching. Every tear, every lesson, every act of courage added another layer to the person you are becoming. Like the first light of sunrise appearing after a long night, a new understanding is slowly emerging within you. The qualities you once thought were burdens may actually be gifts waiting to be recognized. Stay till the end, because there is one final truth your heart has always known, and the next part begins to uncover it. There was a time when you believed the delays in your life meant you were falling behind. You watch doors close, opportunities disappear, and certain people walk away without explanation. In those moments, it felt as though life was moving everyone else forward while leaving you standing still. Yet what seemed like a pause was often a period of preparation. Like an ancient tree growing deep roots beneath the surface before reaching toward the sky, much of your growth happened where nobody could see it. Something huge is waiting for you to understand, because the hidden chapters often become the most important ones. The symbolic observers of your journey would recognize a pattern that many people miss. Every challenge placed before you carried a lesson about your own strength. Every setback revealed a resilience you did not know you possessed. The nights that felt empty taught you self-reliance. The disappointments taught discernment. The loneliness taught you how to listen to your own inner voice. Looking back, you may notice that the moments you wished to escape became the moments that shaped your character the most. Like a traveler crossing mountains under a sky full of stars, you kept moving even when the path ahead was uncertain. That determination has become part of who you are. But that was only the beginning. Now a deeper realization is starting to emerge. The very things that once made you feel different may be the reason you are able to see life from a perspective others cannot. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. Your compassion is not a weakness. Your desire for truth is not something to hide. These qualities have quietly guided you through every season of your journey. Like light breaking through heavy clouds after a storm, clarity is beginning to replace confusion. Stay until the end, because in the next part you will discover why the moments that felt like rejection may have actually been protecting you from paths that were never meant for your growth. Some of the greatest turning points in your life did not feel like blessings when they first arrived. They felt like losses. A door closed, a relationship changed, a plan you believed in suddenly disappeared. At the time, you may have asked yourself why things never seemed to unfold the way you expected. But as the years passed, certain answers slowly appeared. Paths that once looked perfect revealed hidden difficulties. Situations you desperately wanted eventually showed why they were not right for you. Don't skip this moment, because a powerful truth is beginning to take shape. If those symbolic guardians of ancient wisdom examined your journey, they would notice that protection often arrived disguised as disappointment. What looked like rejection was sometimes redirection. What felt like delay was sometimes preparation. Like a sailor guided away from dangerous waters by a storm they do not understand, you were often being moved toward something better than what you could see at the time. The painful part was that the lesson only became visible later. Yet every experience added another piece to your understanding. Every challenge strengthened your ability to trust yourself. Every unexpected ending cleared space for a new beginning. And this is where your story becomes even more remarkable. The reason your soul feels different is not because you are meant to carry endless burdens. It is because you have developed a depth that many people spend years searching for. You have learned lessons through experience rather than comfort. You have discovered strength through endurance rather than ease. Like the first golden light touching the horizon after a long and difficult night, a new perspective is quietly arriving. The chapters that once seemed confusing are beginning to connect. There is one final truth your heart has always sensed beneath the surface, and in the next part, you will begin to understand why your journey has been shaping something far greater than you ever imagined. There is a reason certain experiences stayed in your memory long after everyone else forgot them. Your heart has always searched for meaning beneath the surface. While others focused only on what was happening around them, you often wondered why it was happening. This search for deeper understanding sometimes made you feel isolated. It may have seemed as though nobody truly understood the questions you carried inside. Yet those questions were shaping your awareness. Like a quiet flame that refuses to go out during a storm, something within you continued seeking truth, no matter how difficult the journey became. If the symbolic society in this story were still watching, they would notice that your greatest strength was never perfection. It was persistence. They would see how many times life asked you to start over. They would see how many times you gathered the pieces of your confidence and kept moving forward. The remarkable part is that you did not become stronger by avoiding hardship. You became stronger by facing it. Like an ancient path winding through mountains and forests, your journey has not always been straight or easy. Yet every step taught you something valuable about who you truly are. What happened next changed everything, because the lessons were beginning to reveal a larger picture. Now you stand at a place where reflection becomes important, not because all the answers have appeared, but because you can finally see how far you have come. The person you were years ago could not fully imagine the wisdom, patience, and resilience you carry today. Every chapter added something meaningful to your spirit. Every challenge uncovered a hidden strength. Like the sunrise slowly coloring the horizon after a long night, a new sense of clarity is beginning to emerge. Stay till the end, because in the next part you will discover why the qualities that once made you feel overlooked may actually be the very qualities that make your journey extraordinary. Have you ever noticed how the people who carry the deepest wisdom are often the ones who have walked through the most difficult valleys? Your journey has not always been easy to explain. There were seasons when you smiled on the outside while carrying heavy questions within. There were moments when you felt unseen, even while giving your best to those around you. Yet through every chapter, something important was happening. Your spirit was learning lessons that comfort alone could never teach. Like a river patiently carving its path through stone, your strength was being formed one experience at a time. If those symbolic watchers continued observing your path, they would be amazed by one particular quality. No matter how many times life tested you, you kept your heart open. You could have chosen bitterness after disappointment. You could have chosen distrust after betrayal. Yet somehow, a part of you continued believing in goodness, continued hoping, continued moving forward. That quiet courage is far more powerful than it appears. Many people mistake strength for force, but true strength often looks like compassion that survives hardship. It looks like faith in better days, even when the night feels long. And this is where your story becomes different from what you once believed. The truth is that your journey was never only about surviving difficult moments. It was also about discovering who you are beneath them. Every challenge removed something that no longer belonged in your life. Every lesson revealed another layer of wisdom. Every setback helped you understand your own resilience. Like the first rays of sunlight breaking through clouds after a storm, a new understanding is beginning to appear. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by how you continued growing through it. Something even deeper is waiting to be revealed, and in the next part, you will begin to see why your greatest gifts have been quietly developing within you all along. There is something remarkable about an old soul. It does not always seek attention. It does not need to prove its worth to everyone it meets. Instead, it carries a quiet presence that leaves an impression long after the moment has passed. You may not always recognize this quality within yourself, but it has been there for a long time. People have often sensed something different about you without being able to explain it. Some felt inspired by it. Others misunderstood it. Yet neither reaction changed the truth of who you are. Stay until the end, because this part reveals something your heart has been trying to understand for years. If the symbolic society in this story had one final report to share, it would not focus on titles, achievements, or status. It would focus on the way your spirit responded to life's tests. They would see that every hardship refined you rather than defining you. They would see that every season of uncertainty taught you patience. They would see that every disappointment strengthened your ability to keep believing in yourself. Like a traveler carrying a small lantern through a dark forest, you continued moving forward even when the path was hidden. That light was never outside of you. It was always within you. And that realization changes everything. Now imagine standing on a mountain just before sunrise. The night behind you feels long, but the horizon is beginning to glow. That image reflects something important about your journey. The difficult chapters were real, but they were never the entire story. Growth is happening even when you cannot see it. Healing is unfolding even when it feels slow. Wisdom is forming even when questions remain unanswered. Like the dawn arriving after hours of darkness, clarity comes one gentle ray at a time. There is one final truth your heart has always known, and in the next part, you will discover why your journey was never about becoming someone new. It was about remembering the strength that was inside you all along. As your journey continues, a quiet realization begins to settle within you. The answers you searched for in distant places were often hidden inside your own experiences. Every challenge, every victory, every moment of reflection left behind a piece of wisdom. For a long time, you may have believed that being different was a burden. Yet now you can start to see it from another perspective. The qualities that set you apart also helped you grow. They taught you to notice beauty in small moments, strength in difficult seasons, and hope when others could only see obstacles. If those symbolic observers looked back over your entire path, they would recognize something extraordinary. They would see a person who never stopped evolving. Even when life became confusing, you kept learning. Even when disappointment appeared, you kept moving forward. Like an ancient tree standing through countless storms, your roots grew deeper with every challenge. The world may not have always understood your journey, but understanding from others was never the source of your value. Your worth existed long before anyone recognized it. And this is where your story becomes truly powerful. Now imagine the first light of dawn spreading across a silent landscape. The darkness does not disappear all at once, yet the presence of light changes everything. That is what is happening within you. Little by little, fear is being replaced by confidence. Confusion is being replaced by clarity. Doubt is being replaced by a deeper trust in your own resilience. You have survived more than you sometimes give yourself credit for. You have grown more than you realize. But there is still one final truth waiting to be revealed. And in the next part, you will discover why every chapter of your story has been leading toward a greater understanding of who you truly are. As you look back across the path you have traveled, something becomes impossible to ignore. The moments that once seemed random now appear connected. The struggles that felt meaningless carried lessons. The delays taught patience. The heartbreaks revealed strength. The lonely seasons encouraged reflection. Piece by piece, your story has been shaping a deeper understanding of yourself. Like an ancient trail winding through mountains beneath a sky filled with stars, every step brought you closer to a truth that was quietly waiting for you all along. Don't skip this moment, because it may be the most important realization yet. The symbolic secret society in this story eventually reached a conclusion that surprised them. The highest rank was never about power, status, or control. It was about wisdom earned through experience, compassion preserved through hardship, and courage maintained through uncertainty. In other words, it was not something that could be given. It was something that had to be developed. The reason your soul appeared so remarkable was not because it was better than anyone else's. It was because it continued growing through every challenge it faced. Like a flame protected through wind and rain, your inner light endured when many circumstances tried to extinguish it. That quiet resilience became your greatest strength. And this is where everything finally makes sense. Now imagine standing at the edge of a new sunrise. The night behind you may have felt long, but it did not last forever. The same is true for every difficult chapter you have endured. Your experiences matter. Your growth matters. Your journey matters. You are not alone, and you never have been. The strength you needed has been developing within you every step of the way. As you continue forward, carry this truth in your heart. Your past does not limit your future, and your struggles do not define your worth. If this message resonated with you, write the affirmation, "I carry strength, wisdom, and hope within me," in the comments. And when you are ready, continue your journey by listening to the next message waiting for you.